Okay, yeah. So now it's recording. Just give me 1 minute. So you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. So
How many takes can I do if I screw up or I want to start over?
you can take any number of takes, not a problem.
All right.
Yeah. So, but just ensure you keep it up to a minute and a half max,
All right.
and look directly to the camera. Don't look at me.
Yeah. Give me a second. If I want to look at notes briefly, can I?
Yeah, you
You
can.
guys
You
can,
can. Yeah,
you can
we'll
put
put
like
images or something. Yeah, shouldn't be a
B-roll
problem.
video or something
Yeah,
like that
yeah,
over.
yeah.
All right. All right. Ready?
Ready. Just don't come like ahead because your head gets cut a little bit. So this position is fine. If you move ahead, then your head will get cut. Yeah, this way your head gets cut. Yeah,
But this
this
distance
is
is
good.
okay.
Yeah, this is good enough. Yeah.
All right. Ready? The news that Shane Warne is organizing a series of T20 exhibitions in the USA is exciting at face value, but it's tempered with the realization that, as part of the announcement, the matches are scheduled to potentially take place in November, which may cause a series of problems logistically, specifically in terms of the weather at that time of year. Fans in the USA will know that in November of last year, USA Rugby hosted the All Blacks in Chicago at Soldier Field on November 1st. So there is the capacity and interest for non-mainstream sports to attract the following, as that game had a sellout crowd of over 61,000 people. However, rugby is a cold weather sport, and that game was played with a daytime temperature of 6 degrees Celsius, with an average temperature over the course of that day of 2 degrees Celsius. So I obviously it's not ideal cricket weather. And just a week or so later, Chicago experienced temperatures of -0 for 8 days straight. So realistically, playing matches in Chicago or New York City, whose weather at that time of year is not altogether different from Chicago, is not totally feasible. However, if they can play matches in Los Angeles, as has been indicated by Warren as a third city that has been nominated for hosting these matches, Los Angeles would be a much more preferable and ideal scenario because the weather in there is perfect at that time of year. We've got enough fans that can support the tickets and interest level. Let me start over.
Yeah, no problem.
How much time was that?
So this was about 1 minute 20 seconds, like little less than 1 minute 20 seconds. Yeah.
All right.
So you want to start the whole thing or from?
Yeah, I'll start the whole
Okay.
thing over.
Okay. So you want me to just give you an indication at 1 minute or something, just to
Yeah,
help?
yeah, yeah. Put it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Put a hand up her finger or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll do this. Okay, great. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
The news that Shane Warne is leading a group of former players to stage a series of exhibition matches in the USA this November is exciting at face value for the millions of cricket fans who live in the USA. However, it's tempered by the realization that weather at that time of year is not conducive to high quality cricket, specifically in Chicago and New York, two of the cities that have been nominated by Warren as hosting locations for these exhibition matches. Sports fans in the USA will remember that last November, USA Rugby hosted the New Zealand All Blacks for a match in Chicago's Soldier Field on November 1st. However, rugby is a cold weather sport, and that game was played with game time temperatures of roughly 5 or 6 degrees Celsius. And conditions will not be too much different at that time of year for cricket, whether it's Chicago or New York City, making it realistically not very feasible to have high quality cricket, whether it's current players that are international or even recently retired players. However, if the matches are staged in Los Angeles, which is the third city mentioned as a possible location for these matches, that could be very conducive to having a very strong crowd with a lot of support from the local community. However, oh shit, let me start over. What was that? Like one.
Yeah. So the before you start with Los Angeles, it was 1 minute 10 seconds. So if you want, you can take it from there.
Give me. Let me start over.
Okay, fine, no problem.
All right, ready?
Just sorry, I'll just take this call. हेलो हाँ स्वाति क्या हुआ हाँ ठीक है ओके कूल तो मैं भी एक 10-15 मिनट में मैं तुझे फ़ोन करता हूँ मतलब मैसेज करता हूँ जब मैं निकल रहा हूँ ठीक है तो एक 9 बजे तक मैं पहुँचता हूँ घर ओके हाँ वो भी ठीक है चलेगा ओके बाय बाय सॉरी या
Hey Peter,
Hey, what's going on? How are
how
you?
are you?
Surviving?
How well?
Huh?
How well? Surviving how well?
How well? Barely.
Oh
It's-
damn.
in New Jersey
But why the hell are you wearing 3 layers? I can see like a
I'm
t-shirt
trying
inside.
to class it up a bit, Range. I'm trying to look a bit professional. You know, got all these new regulations that Bristol's trying to push down everybody's throats. I don't want to get yelled at by Jenny and feel her wrath because video doesn't meet Bristol's editorial standards. So
Oh, then you are forgetting the tie.
yeah, that's true. It's probably we're wasting our time here. It's just probably gonna get nixed anyway. So
This video is not going to go up then. You don't have a tie. Cool. Anyway, I won't waste your time. I'll catch you later. Bye bye.
yeah, good seeing you. All right.
yeah
The news that Shane Warne is leading a. Let me start over. Sorry. The news that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international players on a possible exhibition tour of the United States is exciting.
just start again it just got stuck a little bit when you started so
Yeah.
sorry
Ready?
yeah
The news that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international cricketers on an exhibition tour scheduled for November in the USA is exciting at face value, but is tempered with the realization that matches scheduled to possibly be played in November may not be conducive for quality cricket. Sports fans in the USA will remember that last November, USA Rugby hosted the New Zealand All Blacks in Chicago at Soldier Field. However, rugby is traditionally a cold weather sport, and game time temperatures that day on November 1st of 6 degrees Celsius probably won't be ideal to stage a popular and well attended cricket match as it was that day until. Oh, sorry. All right, ready?
yeah
News that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international cricketers on a possible exhibition tour of the USA in November is exciting at face value, but is tempered with the realization that cold weather at that time of year in cities like Chicago and New York City may not be conducive to staging high quality matches. Sports fans in the USA will remember that last November, USA Rugby hosted the New Zealand All Blacks at Chicago's Soldier Field to a sellout crowd of more than 61,000 people. However, rugby is a traditionally cold weather sport, so a game time temperature of 6 degrees Celsius wasn't too much bother for rugby. However, it could present a host of challenges for cricket. However, Los Angeles, the third city mentioned as a possible destination for staging these matches, would be much more ideal, and there is plenty of support in terms of a fan base in that part of the country, in addition to the good weather, that would be perfect for staging matches. However, New York City and Chicago. Sorry. What? How long was that? Sorry.
So that was 1 minute, like 1 minute
Yeah,
3 seconds. Like that. Yeah.
What's the best way to wrap this up?
Um.
Like recapping at the end, or anything, or does it even need it?
Maybe something you think might help them draw the crowds. Like if there's something you think they can try, given the restraints they have. Like,
Classic, bunch of classic. All right, ready?
yes.
News that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international cricketers on a possible exhibition tour of the USA is exciting at face value, but is tempered with the realization that matches possibly being played in November may not be conducive to high quality cricket. USA sports fans will remember that last November, USA Rugby hosted the New Zealand All Blacks to a sellout crowd of more than 61,000 people at Chicago Soldier Field. However, on that day, the game time temperature was 6 degrees Celsius and only dipped further as the day wore on. So, whether. Oh,
Sorry.
all right, sorry. How much
Sorry.
are you in a rush or no?
No. I'm fine. No.
Okay. All right, ready? News that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international cricketers on a possible exhibition tour of cricket matches in the USA this coming November is exciting at face value, but is tempered with the realization that matches played at that time of year may not be conducive to high quality cricket. Sports fans in the USA will remember that last November, USA hosted the New Zealand All Blacks in a rugby match at Chicago Soldier Field to a sellout crowd of more than 61,000 people. So the country has the capacity and interest for staging high-level matches in non-traditional sports to the wider public. However, on that day, the weather at Chicago's Soldier Field was 6 degrees Celsius, so it's not conducive to really comfortable cricket conditions and may pose problems not just for the players but for the fans to really put on an entertaining show. Conversely, a third city mentioned as a possible destination for these matches is Los Angeles and Dodger Stadium. And at that time of year, the weather would be perfect for putting on really solid cricket. And Dodger Stadium has recent experience hosting an event, the kind of spectacle you would expect cricketers to put on at Dodger Stadium, with the NHL's Winter Classic being played between the Anaheim Ducks and LA Kings at Dodger Stadium to a very strong crowd. The only other obstacle that could be faced by cricket being staged is just the general sports atmosphere at that time of year, with college football and NFL taking most of the headlines. So this game will more than likely be targeted at the expat cricket audience, but there's more than enough fans to support the interest for players like Shane Warne and Sachin Tendulkar.
Yeah, that went well. It's about 1 minute 35 seconds. So that should be good. That shouldn't be a problem. You want to do it again, or you happy with this?
Can you save that one, and can I just do one more take?
Yeah, fine. No problem. I can. Yeah, we can select the best one. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, tell me when you're ready.
Yeah. Ready.
The news that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international cricketers on a possible exhibition tour of matches in the USA this upcoming November is exciting at face value, but is tempered with the realization that cold weather at that time of year may not be conducive to high quality cricket in the USA. Sports fans will remember that last November, USA Rugby hosted the New Zealand All Blacks for a sellout match at Chicago Soldier Field that had a crowd in excess of 61,000 people. However, the temperature on that day was 6 degrees Celsius and only dipped lower as the day wore on. So cricket most likely won't be able to be played at a decent standard in Chicago or New York City. Sorry, let me start over. All right, ready?
Yeah. Can you like exit the Hangout and join in once again if it's okay?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
just,
yeah.
yeah. There's some issue with your connection.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah. Good. This is better.
All right. Ready?
Yeah. Ready.
News that Shane Warne is leading a group of retired former international cricketers on a possible exhibition tour of the USA in November. It's exciting at face value, but is tempered by the realization that cold weather at that time of year may not be conducive to staging high-quality cricket in either New York City or Chicago, two of the cities named as possible destinations for these matches. Sports fans in the USA will remember that in last November, USA Rugby hosted the New Zealand All Blacks at Chicago's Soldier Field to a sellout crowd of more than 61,000 people. However, rugby is traditionally a cold weather sport, so game day temperatures of 6 degrees Celsius didn't really affect things too much, but would pose much greater difficulties for a cricket match. Conversely, Los Angeles was mentioned as a third destination, and weather at that time of year in the city would be perfect for cricket. Dodger Stadium, the site named as a possible host venue in the city, has experienced hosting spectacle-style events with the NHL's Winter Classic held there last year to great success. The city also has an appetite for the expat fan base, which would be primarily the target audience for this match, as cricket or any other sport at that time of year would be facing heavy competition in terms of airtime and popularity from both college football and the NFL. The expat fan base, though, would be more than eager to support players like Shane Warne and Sachin Tendulkar if they were to come out and put on a great form of entertainment for these matches.
Yep.
What's the time on that?
This one is 140. This is about 125 or 128, something like that. Like between 125 and 130.
I thought that one was a little bit better than the other one.
Yeah.
What do you?
Yeah. So we can go with this one.
You want to go with that one then? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'll get to produce this. 1 second.